Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you are all having a wonderful night. So, aside from pre-show drama before everybody got in, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing okay with drama.
The Hangout thing,
Thanks
remember?
for asking.
Yeah, doing good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, did I do something fun?
You kind of did, but not really. Anyway, so we're going to be talking Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire movie. We're going to be doing some comparisons to the books. I mean, that it does bear some or have some bearing on the overall enjoyment of the film for me, because as I said in my brief review, this is where the movies got interesting for me. This is where it's like, okay, now we're getting into some real perilous shit here for Harry, because the big bad, as we all know, Voldemort, comes out. Now,
Yep. This is Voldemort's
Yes.
coming out party. Just not in the way that it normally is meant.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll get you. Now, one of the things we are going to start with is this movie starts with Harry already at the Burrow. Now, if I remember correctly, the book has him starting at the Dursleys. I cannot fully remember completely because I haven't read the book in, well, years, to be honest. But anyway, he's at the Dursleys. He's having a dream of the old man getting murdered by Voldemort's little imp self or whatever, and Barty Crouch Jr. and Peter Pettigrew and Nagini. And this is also one of the times that you hear an evil character speaking Parseltongue, which is Nagini when she tells Voldemort, yeah, that old fucking fossil is outside your door listening to every word we're saying, so you might want to kill him. So how did you guys like the beginning of this movie compared to the book, if you have read the books?
I haven't read the book, so for me, it was perfectly fine.
All right.
I think I like. Oh, I was say I like that it started out. So we're not at the. Oh, Weasley. Sorry, I was confusing Weasley's with that horrible family he grew up with. Never mind.
The Dursleys.
That's they sound similar. That's what threw me off. Okay, because I think we're all tired of seeing those assholes. Like, I feel bad for every time we have to go back. I'm like, but like, I think the start out was all right.
Yeah. Mads.
The only problem the only thing I wish that they had is just because it becomes a factor later in the books, in the later books than it does, about it being necessary that Harry has to be there at his birthday every year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we want to touch on that because spoilers or whatever. I mean, the movies have been out for a while.
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat, every two of them, which is one of them is me, so Mongo is the only other person in the chat right now. I'm pretty sure we all have seen the movies, so
yeah,
spoil away.
Yeah. Well, and I know it's something that the movies themselves never mention, but they do mention it in the books. That the reason Harry had to stay with the Dursleys is because the spell that his mother cast that protected him was blood generated. So he had to be with his aunt every year for his birthday in order for that to continue.
Yep.
That seems weird because they didn't love him.
Well, it does, or they do, in a way, love him, but it is, or they just don't really show it very well.
It's a mixed thing.
As hell. As far as I can remember, the only one that ever acted like they were sorry at all was their son.
No, actually, for Petunia, it's a mixed thing. Harry is the reminder that she couldn't get into Hogwarts.
Yes, and that is mostly why she hates him, but she does still care for him in a way. Also, she was threatened by Dumbledore that if she ever kicked, or that if they ever kicked him out, they would, or Dumbledore would probably rain hell on him.
Yeah, they never really explained what he threatened them with, but yeah, there was definitely a threat there.
You think it didn't matter if they were afraid of Dumbledore?
They were basically, if I remember correctly, they
didn't take Harry Potter away from them.
Yeah, they were basically ready to get rid of him in the third movie, or in the third book, but a Howler comes into Petunia and basically says, "Remember my last Petunia," and she's like, "He stays, Vernon. He stays."
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's not really covered very well in the movies, but in the books, it is covered that he has to stay there because the protection that his mother gave is tied to a blood, or to family and blood, and Petunia is blood. Now, back to this, the movie starts at the Burrow where basically when Hermione's trying to wake up Harry, it's like, why don't you just slap him, for Christ's sake? I mean, just give him a good whack. That would wake him up.
Would you want to wake up and get slapped?
I've been slapped, or I've been woken up by being slapped.
I wake up swinging. And the way she held that candle so close to his head, I was surprised he didn't hit it. I was like, she's trying to burn the guy?
good squirt bottle right to the center of the chest works.
Jesus.
Look at those monsters.
But,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm watching the movie where I'm at the dragons.
Alrighty, well, let's continue on. So they get to the port key, and oh no, wait! Before with that, we gotta basically cover this because, well, he's gonna be Batman soon. This is the second movie that Robert Pattinson did. Yeah, Mr. Sparkly Boy himself. Yeah, this is his pre-Sparkle. So he coming out of a tree, and the guy that plays Amos Diggory, his father, basically gives him a little hug around the shoulders and gives a nice little grin to the girls, like, "Isn't he a hot one?" It's like, Jesus, dude, you're being a pervert.
Not like 14, that. You know your child's handsome.
And I believe, she's 13, she's 15 or 14, and I believe that Cedric is 17 at this point, or
he'd
16?
have to be at least 17 because no magic had to happen for him to be in the goblet thing.
Yeah, well, you had to be a 7th year to be in the tournament.
Right.
Now, so they take a port key because they want to watch the Quidditch World Cup. And one of the key differences from the movies and the books was the house elves, or Winky especially, not being at the... What am I hearing?
An echo.
Yeah, I'm hearing an echo.
I don't.
But anyway, Winky the house elf is at the Quidditch World Cup, basically holding a spot for Barty Crouch, but he's not there. We all know that later on somebody is there, but yeah. Now, they did show 2 house elves in this movie when they all arrive at the Quidditch World Cup. And that is all you see of house elves in this movie, even though there is a bigger subplot that the movie's never touched on.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ambassador, was that you?
Sorry, I'm at the part.
Would you like to share with the class?
Yes, I'm at the part where Harry says that Malfoy's father is violent, cruel, and Draco's pathetic. Hey, right now he's a ferret.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm sorry.
We'll get to that later, hopefully.
Sorry.
But yeah. So they're at they see the whole the Quidditch World Cup, which they introduced Victor Crumb at in the beginning. What did you guys think of Victor Crumb in this movie or the look of Victor Crumb in this movie?
He looked Russian as fuck.
I thought he was badass. second most badass character in the movie, except for, well, the guy that's my avatar right here, Alistair Mad-Eye Moody.
Well, it's hard to say the one time he wasn't him.
Well, yeah, I know, but
he wasn't Moody.
Yeah, but the thing is, even though it wasn't Moody, you get the very good you get the impression that this is how Moody is when he is actually him. Because if you think about it,
it was good enough to fool Dumbledore.
Yes, it was.
And for somebody who can see through an invisibility cloak, that's impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, that is pretty true. Dumbledore can see through him. We don't know how or why, but he can. Now, so after the Quidditch World Cup, the Death Eaters basically decide to do a little shake-up, and Harry gets separated. Then somebody kicks him in the head because they're all panicking trying to get away.
Yep.
And let me just get the screen sharing thing going here.
The Doctor Who shows up.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
Sorry.
David Tennant. His name, yeah.
Yep.
It's the only one I didn't find to be disagreeable.
And then he casts the spell Mors Morta, which conjures up this beautiful, lovely thing.
That's some the Aurora Borealis celebrated Halloween. That'd be it.
Basically. Oh my God, Moira, that is awesome. That is Moira just won the internet with that one, folks. The Harry Potter.
I'm gonna go with that. Or Rainmaker's Chemicals. I hadn't fully decided just yet.
How you doing, ABC? Good to see you.
Hey, ABC.
What an ass, what a bitch, what a Harry Potter cuck.
Oh, dude, not cool. Not cool. Harry Potter's
Harry
Potter is many things, but he is not that.
No, I'm talking about ABC basically being a cuck for Harry Potter.
To be fair, he is not the one hosting these shows.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, so what did you guys think of this thing when you first saw it? If you had read the books and make a comparison, what did you guys think of this thing compared to the other, or to the older or original book version?
Weirdly, I have an opinion now.
Okay.
Well, I was looking for the background. I came across the one for the book that was like drawn on the book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually pretty close, but I actually like this one better. It's got a little more detail in the skull face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that was pretty much it for me too. I had pictured it a little differently, partially because of I can't remember whether there was a drawing in the book or not, but I had an image different in my head. But again, I liked how they did it out, especially with the animation of the snake crawling through.
Yeah,
all of that.
Yeah.
It's not aliens, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, again,
oh, I gotta highlight this. I'm sorry. Hey, take that back, punk. Never. Never.
You have to mean it.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta mean it. And I did. You're a cuck, a Harry Potter cuck. Anyway, so yeah, the thing about the Dark Mark, I liked it because, well, you can't really see as much detail in this thing here. But yes, there was a lot of differences between the book and the movie in this one, but I still liked it, ABC. But I really do like the snake in this. I mean, they really went all out with the Dark Mark here. And although this is basically the beginning of the Dark Mark being conjured, everybody shows up trying to stupefy. Hey, that's my son and whatnot. And then freaking Barty Crouch just is like, "You'll be discovered at the city." You could tell this Barty Crouch has seriously at the end of his rope. I mean, this guy has been strung out from working at the Ministry so much, and it's like, what crime? That's a Dark Mark, Harry. It's his mark. What, Voldemort? Everybody's like, oh my God, he said his name. It's like, dude, seriously, he doesn't care. One of the things that I love about Harry Potter, he doesn't fear that name. And everybody's like, and freaking Ronald's like, stop saying that name. Everybody's like, stop saying that. It's like, why?
Voldemort.
Exactly, Voldemort.
Yeah,
Everybody here.
If anyone should get an automatic pass on saying that name, it's Harry.
True.
You think?
Until later on in the movies, but we'll get into that when those movies come around. Happy night to you too, Dino. How you doing?
Hey, Dino.
Hey, Chomp Chomp.
Yep, Chomp Chomp, dude. Everybody put a Chomp Chomp in the chat for Happy Dino. He deserves a good chomp.
And put an ABC in there for ABC as well.
Yeah, there too, man. Show some love for these people, for these lovely, awesome people.
They are wonderful people.
Now, they get to Hogwarts, and then, they're doing all their little, no, it was last year that they did the little double toil and trouble, wasn't it? Or was it this year?
No, it was last year.
That was last year. So this year, they were bringing in all the Tri-Wizard Tournament people.
Actually, it was the second year that they did the potion.
Yeah. Ambassador, if you're going to laugh, turn up, or if you're going to laugh,
sorry,
kind of tone it down, please. Because it just, yeah. So we all get introduced to the cool stick twirling and stick fighting boys from whatchamacallit, Hungary or whatever.
Durmstrang. They're the sons of Durmstrang, and they're actually from Bulgaria.
Yeah, that one.
You clueless American muggle.
Americans are called no matches. Thank you. Anyway, then we get
same difference.
Then we get the Beauxbatons ladies who have freaking butterflies flying out of their hoo-haws.
I didn't think another hoo-ha. What the fuck?
No, they didn't. And by the way, you got the order wrong. It was ladies. It was ladies.
Yeah.
It was ladies first. Beauxbatons came in, and then the boys from Bulgaria came in after that.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, yeah, whatever. You claim to be such a little pest about the little the stickler about the details, and you got a major detail wrong. The ladies came first. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
No, I beat you to it. Oh, and by the way, we are the knights who will say Voldemort. No, Voldemort.
Ooh, not my kind of knights.
Anyway, so they come in and you see the biggest woman you have ever seen when Beauxbatons comes in. The giant Madame
Ophelia Maxine.
Yeah, Madame Maxime.
And I'm like, more complicated than that.
And I'm like thinking exactly what Seamus is thinking. Seamus Finnegan's thinking.
Big woman.
Blimey, that is one big woman.
Big woman.
Even Hagrid looks up to her.
Yeah.
That's a okay, I'll say it. I'll be the one brave enough to say it. That's a woman that could teach you some things about yourself.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something from
I'm gonna tell you what
Deuce Bigelow.
Say it one more time, Maura.
I thought you were gonna make a reference to Deuce Bigelow when that big tall woman came in and they were like, "That's a huge bitch," you know. I thought you were gonna.
No. This is Harry Potter. The only time I'll use a derogatory term for a character is if it's a Malfoy.
Well, yeah.
Oh dear God, that brings back
Malfoy
memories.
is a derogatory term.
That is very true. Yes.
You're not wrong, Mads. You're not wrong.
So they.
I'm gonna get some coffee.
Alrighty.
What?
So they bring in. So Alistair comes in, and what people don't realize is Hogwarts does have kind of an alarm system for telling you if a dark wizard is in the castle. but people didn't really take much notice of it. In the movie, when he actually is on the grounds into the Great Hall, that is the second the storm in the hall kicks up and starts scaring the hell out of people, and he uses his wand to knock the ceiling back and basically say, "Stop it." And nobody would suspect that the world's greatest horror is the threat that came in. And
Aura.
Horror. No, they're
You got it right.
horror.
Aura.
Or
You really gonna fight me on this?
Oh,
It's
who's fighting?
Spelled and pronounced aura.
No, it is spelled and pronounced horror. A-U-R-O-R.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about the weird eye guy?
Yeah.
The guy, one of the kid, Hermione called him Aura.
No, horror.
that's
not how they pronounced it.
Thank you.
That's how it's
Moira.
pronounced.
Because I was even thinking, what, like those hippies talking about, I can see your aura? But it sure sounded like it. I mean, they didn't have the captions on, but...
I did, and that's how they spelled it.
Hold on. We're going to settle it.
I'm just telling you what I heard.
Even Mad Eye Moody calls himself an ex-aura.
No, he calls himself an ex-horror. Alrighty. How to pronounce horror?
Thank you, ABC.
There's a hush that falls over the call.
Now, let me share my screen here. I can't share audio, sadly.
Well, his closed caption, although sometimes closed captions can be wrong, his closed caption said aura. I heard aura. He heard aura.
Oh, pardon me. Ugh. Oh, crap. This is all purely how to pronounce. Why don't you just basically say it, you fools? How do you say it?
Shouldn't, well, instead of...
Roar. Right
I've
there.
never heard anyone pronounce it like that.
Yeah, no
That's
one
because
pronounces
they're
it like
saying it
that.
On the planet I have ever heard say that.
That's because they're saying it in a freaking English accent.
Which it was also written by an English woman, so don't you think...
American and English are different.
But anyway, so...
It is clearly pronounced or Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by Professor McGonagall when she's asking Harry if it's not still his desire to become an Auror.
Yes.
I heard aura.
Sorry, not Order of the Phoenix. The sixth book.
Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince, yes.
Oh, yeah. Sixth is Half-Blood. Now, then they basically announced that Hogwarts is playing to the Triwizard Tournament, and they show off the Goblet of Fire, and hold on a second. Basically, we're going to get to the main juicy bits of the movie. So everybody is putting in their names. Fred and George kind of get bounced away from it because of the barrier, because they try to sneak in and age themselves up, and they end up looking like Jesus Christ with red hair, if I remember correctly.
No, they were not putting red hair.
And it's like, you said, no, you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the age spell got accelerated.
Yep, and freaking Dumbledore comes in. He's like, really admire those beards.
Well, he would know. He's got a manly beard.
Yes, he does. A manly beard.
You used to have a manly beard, and then you shaved it. Ouch!
Dude, in the heat here, you would have too. Anywho,
I don't have a beard, so I can't really say.
Then you see a But this is where it's actually important with the dynamic between Ron and Harry. As Cedric is putting up his thing, you see Ron putting up his hand to give him a high five as everybody else and whatnot. And everybody's basically ignoring Ron.
Thanks. Yeah.
And you're also, or basically you're seeing that Ron is kind of feeling second fiddle now. This is where the friendship first gets strained. And even though he's like, eternal glory, or wish this would have happened or in 2 years when we could have done it. Yeah, better you than me and whatnot. And then Victor Crumb is the only guy from frickin' Durmstrang who comes in, and that's when Hermione starts getting a little hot under the collar. And it's like, yikes. Anyhow, and then did they show Fleur putting her name in?
No.
I don't think they actually showed anybody putting their name in per se, except for maybe Cedric.
They showed Victor. They did show Crumb putting his name in, and
yeah, they did show Victor.
Yeah,
they showed
Cedric.
Victor do it. I think there was a dark-skinned kid that walked up second and put his name in as well.
Yeah, they show.
I think there was another.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't show Fleur putting her name in though.
Something. I swear to God, man, I am going to give you a ton of morphine.
Oh, I want.
Anyhow,
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
The lot it works better.
So then they get to the cup or to the goblet, and it's pumping out names. They call out Cedric, they call out Crumb, and they call out Fleur, and then he's like, "Excellent!" and whatnot, and then the
goblet goes.
The goblet starts giving a little sputter because of the confundus charm that has been placed upon it, and it spits out Harry. He's like, Harry Potter. Harry Potter! Harry Potter!
So would I. Exactly like, oh,
Harry
no.
Potter! He's like, Harry, for
And
God's
Hermione's
sake,
like, get up there. He's like,
So he hands it, he's like, oh my God. Now, when they get into into that room, and everybody's like, what the heck is going on? And then
I totally have an
Dumbledore
argument.
comes in. Dumbledore, Harry, did you put your name in a goblet of fire? It's like, no, sir. Did you ask for
full Joker on it?
No, sir. You absolutely sure.
There's
Now,
a serious issue I have with this particular scene.
Mm-hmm.
And like last I had checked, an agreement or a contract involves the parties involved agreeing. Since he never threw his name in there, how could there possibly be like an unbreakable contract when Harry Potter didn't put his name in? He didn't volunteer for that shit. Exactly. So he was an unwilling participant.
Well, then you wouldn't have much of a movie.
Well, I know, but it seems like it's kind of a shit. Like they should have changed it somewhat, where they would be like, "Well, the goblet has spoken" or something. No, it's an unbreakable contract. It's got to be a contract. Two people have to agree. Fuck.
I see how it worked out is that it was from an assignment that Harry actually wrote his name on. Should I go into a lot of detail on it as to how that happened?
Well, it could be a brief detail, but just
I would like to know. I would like to know.
Yeah, he wrote his name. It was taken from somebody. We all know who. Crouch. He took his name, and it was during. Oh, we are going to get into his introduction as Defense Against the Dark Arts, but basically, he used a very powerful confundus charm on the goblet itself. The goblet of fire is a very powerful magical object, and as Barty Crouch Sr. says, it constitutes a binding magical contract.
Yep.
Sometimes in magic, you don't have to be a willing participant.
Well, listen, like, I suppose the good side of magic, it's supposed to be consensual.
Yeah.
I mean, he wrote his name down for a school assignment. It wasn't for the goblet.
True.
The goblet should have done that.
But the goblet was also a very simple object as well. It would recognize parchment and a name.
But it also shouldn't. I mean, I know they had an age ring, but the fucking goblet should have had an age range or ring too.
That's the thing.
It should
the
have.
ring
but
had
like-
the age range.
Yeah.
Huh?
The ring
Pushing-
around it had the age range. The
I know. I'm
goblet
saying the goblet should have
Yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
Because after the boys got in there and they got through the ring, they put their name in the goblet and then they got thrown back.
Mm-hmm. Now,
So
like they
technically,
said,
their names could come out.
only a powerful confundus charm could have hoodwinked it.
Well, okay,
That's
yeah,
exactly what he said.
that's true.
And then he's like, powers way beyond that of a fourth year. And he's like, you seem to have given this a fair bit of thought, Mad Eye. It was once my job to think as dark wizards do. Karkaroff, perhaps you would remember.
Ooh.
And, it basically him taking jabs at Karkaroff because Karkaroff was a Death Eater, but nobody else knew that. Now, we're not talking about magic
But he
here.
was there
We're
for
talking
that.
about magic
Yeah.
here, not oh my God.
That's why I was clapping. Took you long enough.
Sorry. But
Sassy.
I'm looking at two things here. I'm looking at two screens here. Anyway, so when Dumbledore came in and basically was very aggressive, he's like, did you put your name in a goblet of fire? What
Shaking
people don't
spoon.
realize is he is using legilimens on Harry at that moment. He is looking him dead in the eye. He is searching every one of Harry's thoughts and memories basically at that moment. So he can know purely that Harry is indeed telling the truth.
Not that Harry's ever had a tendency to lie to Dumbledore anyway.
He would never be able to.
Well, I'm just saying it's not like the kids ever practice that sort of behavior with him anyhow.
Later on, he did. Actually, no, he did lie to him, but it didn't work in the second movie.
Oh, well, okay.
Now,
Didn't work for Tom either.
no, it didn't. Dumbledore can read minds. But anyway, so he gets into everybody basically realizes, well, he has no choice. He is, as of this moment, a Triwizard Champion. So then they get to the boys' dormitory, and Ron is, well, at this point, he is very pissed off. He is very salty, exactly. And you could also see his reaction when Harry is going forward. You're seeing he's like, how the fuck did he do it? He's like, I'm kind of feeling a little left out here and kind of pissed off, too. It's like, really? I mean, seriously, this is not cool. My best friend is now a champion, and he didn't even tell me how he did. So he asks him, he's like, how'd you do it? Never mind, you think you tell your best friend. He's like, I didn't put my name in that cup. And this is basically the first time you actually hear an American swear word used in the movies. It's like, piss off. It's like,
That's
Whoa.
British.
That's
That's British.
Technically, that's British, not American.
I
whatever.
would say too, but it's definitely British. But
No, not whatever.
I was
You want to-
disappointed in Ron for that because I'm like, you've known him for years, and you really think he'd lie to your face like that, dude? That's fucking shit. Like, you're obviously not that much of friends if you didn't trust your own friend like that.
Well,
You also got to think of it this way. Ron comes from a very poor family, and this is also explained from the book. They actually tell him, he's like, Ron has always felt as if he has been in your shadow. And he's always felt in Harry's shadow. That is why he's kind of jealous of Harry, and that is kind of how they have a minor parting of the ways, so to speak. So let's get into the fun part where Alistair Moody's introduction, even though we are kind of out of order, Alistair Moody is introduced, and he's like, Alistair Moody, Exor, Ministry Malcontent, and your new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. I'm here because Dumbledore asked. End of question, or that's all, end of question. Goodbye, the end. Any questions?
I know, I thought that was weird. In the story. Any questions? Like,
Yeah. And then he's like, so how many of you can tell me how many unforgivable curses there are? And this is important because they all come into play in this, well, two of them come into play in this movie. The third one doesn't. Or one of them doesn't. Now, Hermione is obviously the smart one. She comes up, she's like, and they are Shanayan because they're unforgivable. The use of either one of them will earn you a one-way ticket into Azkaban. Correct. Now, the Ministry says you're too young to know what these spells do. I say different. You need to know what you're up against. You need to be prepared. You need to find another place to put your chewing gum besides the underside of your desk, Mr. Fridigan.
Right?
Like,
that was funny. No, they actually did use
like,
all three
of
those spells in the movie.
Yeah, and he's like, Kaji can see on the back of his head and hear across classrooms. So yeah, they actually do use the Imperious Curse. They actually do use it. You're right.
Yep.
It looks and smells like a great dude. Ambassador, I'm going to put you in timeout.
You're like a 94-year-old boy who like keeps being a little booger in class.
Now, in the books, they use actual spiders. In the movie, if you know your insects, the creature that he uses is a tailless whip scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a very commonly known creature. It's actually not even an arachnid, I don't think. But it is pretty cute to look at, and he then puts the Imperious Curse on it, has it dancing on everybody's head. What are you laughing at? And then just flings it over on Malfoy's nose.
Right on Malfoy's face. Like, yeah.
But the thing about that scene is his choice of having who identifies each curse is very telling.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Indeed it is. Because if you know your books, if you know the lore, you know that the next person who identifies the next curse is Neville Longbottom, and he identifies the Cruciatus curse. Now, everybody thinks Neville's just a bumbling idiot. They never would suspect that Neville himself has been personally affected, not personally, but his life has been affected by the Cruciatus curse. His parents were tortured to insanity due to the Cruciatus curse, which is the torture curse.
Jeez. And
they were tortured to insanity by the very person that was standing in front of them, along with Bellatrix Lestrange.
Oh, shit.
So
they decided to do that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Ron's father was given Ron's father was given a huge headache from the Imperious Curse in the process of trying to identify who was telling the truth, who was lying.
Yeah. And Wormtail did not torture anybody. Wormtail was a hidden informant to Voldemort. It was Barty Crouch Jr. and Bellatrix Lestrange and her husband who tortured the Longbottoms.
I can't wait for her to get disintegrated by Mrs. Weasley.
Yeah. No.
I hate that woman with a seething passion that burns like a million suns.
Very Shakespearean of you. Now, basically,
you're too hardcore for these movies, man.
He's
just
passionate.
like I tell the Star Wars people, dude, it's a movie. Just calm down.
Myra, those are fighting words, but let's carry on. J.K. Rowling can read minds, or Dumbledore can also read minds, and he also is making love with Professor Dude,
what Dino?
Good Dino.
Man.
Good.
Seriously.
Good chomp. Good boy.
Wow, man.
You get a nice chomp. You get a nice tasty human.
Okay. Yeah. Happy as much as I do like dirty humor and stuff, try to keep it PG-13 for a Harry Potter stream, man. Anywho,
besides, he was in love with Grindelwald, not Snape.
Yeah, that's right. Now, anyway, so he shows him the curse, and right in front of him, and it clearly bothers Neville. It clearly disturbs Neville that he is seeing it up close and personal. So then he realizes it, and, well, you're seeing him do this curse before he looks at Neville. you kind of see that he's kind of into
Enjoying
it.
it.
Yeah, he's enjoying it. So then he pulls off. That's what she said. And he's like, perhaps you can tell us what the third curse is, Mr. Oh, stop looking at me like that, Miss Granger. And in the book, she actually whispers it. She won't say it completely out loud. But in the movie, she will not say it, period. And I'm like, I honestly don't understand the difference, but whatever. So he's like, no. And then he just kills the damn thing with the killing curse of Vada Kedavra. And he's like, Vada Kedavra. And he's like, the killing curse, only one person is known to have survived it. And he's sitting right here in this room. And you get the first inkling that there's something not right about Mad Eye Moody when he starts licking the side of his face or the side of his mouth. And then he takes a swig out of his flask because at that point he's feeling the effects of Polyjuice Potion wearing off. So what did you all think?
Bad alcoholic for the first part of the movie.
Yeah, I know, right? So what did you all think of Mad Eye's performance in that scene?
I loved it. If I had been Mad Eye, personally, I loved it. If it had been me, I would have focused so much on Malfoy, he would have been scarred for life.
Dude, you got a raging hate boner for Malfoy, I'm telling you.
He's an asshole. He's an asshole. His father's an asshole. His mother is not. His mother is actually halfway decent.
Ambassador, we do not say asshole here. We say asshole.
No.
British, it's about a British movie. Say arsehole.
Yeah, say arsehole. There you go. We're talking about British guy, damn it. Oh, I thought Happy Dinosaur said another thing here. It's like, yeah, I was about to highlight it. No, that's the same damn thing.
Okay, fine. No. He's a piss waffle.
All right, fine, we get it. You really hate the kid. So he then freaking pulls Neville aside to have a cup of tea, and it's like, Brits in their tea. Anywho, he's really, but what was the next scene? So, all right, now we're skipping to the Triwizard Tournament because we got to get this thing going here. Mm-hmm. And so Hagrid or freaking Neville and Harry are down by the lake, and Neville's reading the book that Mad Eye gave to him, or Harry's reading the book that Mad Eye gave to Neville, and Neville's just picking through the water with some plants and stuff, and here comes Hermione. Ronald would like me to tell you that Parvati was told by Dean that, Dean was told by Parvati. A whole freaking slew of this person told this person told this person told this person that Hagrid's looking for you. And he's like, is that right? Well, what? And she
literally says, don't make me say it again.
Yeah, I know. The look she gave, she's like, are you sure you don't want to do this? Just fucking tell him. Dan was told by fuck it, Hagrid's looking for you. And he's like, well, you can tell Ronald, I'm not an owl. That was the greatest.
My automatic response every time she says that is, you're justifying owl for Ron.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly what I would have said. So later on that night, you see Hagrid. He's like, you bring your father's cloak like I asked you? Yeah. All right, well, good, because this is important. Hagrid, what's with the flat? Did you comb your hair? As a matter of fact, I did. You might want to try doing it yourself once in a while. It's like Hagrid combing his hair, man. That was just so
Bird.
Yeah, and then freaking he gets out there, and Madame Maxim is just fucking playing Hagrid like a fiddle.
Yeah, but she really does like him.
Later on, yes, she does grow to actually start to like him until he screws it up, of course. But
well, obviously she did like him. She didn't know why he had asked her out there.
Yeah.
She didn't know about the dragons at the time.
true, but she had no problem exploiting the knowledge that she learned from that night. And then you get a look at the dragons, and I'm like, whew, okay, that Hungarian horntail does kind of look, well, horny.
Hey, Lorena, good evening.
Lorena, how you doing, girl? Good to see you in the chat.
Hello.
I was just about to share a screen, but I'm going to highlight you. And anyway, Dobby Lives Matter. Speaking of Mezvoy, Dobby Lives Matter.
Yes, they do. A lot more than mouth
do.
voice.
Now, let's go back to sharing screen because we're going to show you the big, the bad, and the horny.
Or Orange Hat on a Friday night.
No comment. Oh, come on, folks. That should have got you laughing. Anyway.
I'm laughing.
We got this one right here. There's your little beautiful little egg that is protecting. All of them were female, by the way.
Why does that not surprise me?
Well, they weren't just female, they were nesting females.
Exactly.
Oh, I know why does it not surprise me. Are you sexist against dragons too?
No, I'm equal
Very
opportunity, and you can't be sexist towards a dragon.
Well, you were like, oh, it's female. Why am I not surprised?
I was talking about the dragon.
That's what I said. I said we're dragons. I'm like, you're sexist on dragons? What's the deal here?
It's a joke.
You know, okay. You were trying to explain yourself, got about partway through and just gave up.
No, I don't.
Master, you've been naughty.
That's what you get for discriminating against dragons.
You dragon hater.
Oh,
flipping me the British bird, are we? You honestly think I don't know what that means?
Oh, I know you know what it means. That's why I'm doing it.
Well, I can show you something too, but yeah, I won't. But yeah, what did you guys think?
Actually, Dino, you can be both.
I'm sure you can't be sexist towards dragons only species. Yeah, you can be both.
So, yeah, because he was directly inferring about what you said about a female dragon.
So, what do you guys think of this, or of this beast of a female dragon?
I don't. I wouldn't want to pet it, but I mean, it looks pretty fierce.
I think it's ugly as hell.
Oh, nah, she's gorgeous. Absolute sweetie.
Nope.
One
ugly
thing
as hell.
I do like about this dragon is that they kind of use the same practice of the movie Reign of Fire. If you guys have seen that movie with the two glands in the mouth.
Has that got Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's with Matthew McConaughey, where he's tattooed and bald headed and basically looks like a person out of the movie Dragon Slayer.
Basically, yeah. Now,
which these dragons are actually kind of designed after, which was also the inspiration for the dragons from a great video game, a little thing called, I think it was called, it's on the tip of my tongue, Skyrim.
Possibly. But going back, there's two glands in the mouth. One, or when combined, it's actually what ignites, or when the chemicals are combined, it ignites to basically have these dragons spew their flame. And I love how in the movie they actually went that route with the dragons. It was actually one of the coolest parts about them. But going into the Tri-Wizard tournament, well, should we do Rita Skeeter first? Because Rita Skeeter was introduced before that. So let's get that out of there. And
get her out of the way.
Rita Skeeter. Well, the National Enquirer personified in a movie. What did you guys think of her in the movie?
Or just well, as our friends across the pond.
One at a time.
Say one more time, Moira.
I was saying, I was trying to remember what one of the 3 spells were. Like, we could use. I wanted that used on her. God, she annoyed me.
Well, the one we kill her, so I don't think you want to kill her. So it'd be either Imperio or Crucio. Crucio is a torture curse. Imperial curse makes people do whatever you want them to do.
Both those work. God, she's annoying.
I'd just be happy with a Confundus curse on her.
I would use the Silencio curse on her.
That would work.
Does anybody want to tell the muggle what that means?
So,
Silencio is a silencing curse. Confundus confuses. Also, the one from the second movie that Hermione also cast on her parents in the final book. Crap. That one would have worked.
Obliviate.
Thank you.
Yep. Now, what a lot of people don't know about Rita Skeeter is she's an unregistered animagus. Now, animagus are people who can turn into animals at will, and it takes a great deal of years to learn and whatnot. And she turns into a ladybug, which in the book it takes a lot more. It makes a lot more sense with certain things, but yeah, I do like that Hermione figures it out and actually captures her later on and threatens her. It's like, yeah, you're gonna be my bitch until or unless. What is that noise?
All right.
There's a train going by near my house.
Oh, okay. So, is a window open?
No.
Okay, just checking.
It's just the Hogwarts Express.
No, if I try talking again, it's gonna. Yeah. Okay, just checking. Now, Hermione basically threatens Rita Skeeter, but oh my gosh, the woman who plays Rita Skeeter taking Harry into a broom cupboard. It's like, it's a broom cupboard. Well, then you might be right at home. I'm like, geez, what an awful bitch you are.
Oh,
I really didn't like her costume. Yeah,
sorry.
I don't think.
Well, as our friends, as our friends across the pond would call her, what a disgusting cow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So she basically interviews Harry and drives Hermione nuts, and freaking, you can see how ruffled Hermione is because she's like, "Look at this," and she just ruffles the paper in front of her. I can't believe she's at it again. Hermione Granger, a plain but ambitious girl, I can't even remember what it said after that because. So, you guys want to get into the Triwizard Tournament now?
Yes, please.
Yep. Alrighty. So, she catches they're at the tournament. Everybody doesn't get to see how they got their eggs, but Harry. Harry summons his firebolt, the broom. What'd you all think of the overall scene?
I'll let the ladies go first.
Mara, go ahead. Mara?
Y'all gonna make me admit I wasn't paying attention just now, huh?
Yes.
No, you are. What did you think about the first scene with the dragon fighting Harry?
Guys! What?
What did you think about the fight or the dragon fighting Harry?
I don't remember a dragon biting him.
Fighting.
The first challenge in the Triwizard Tournament where he was trying to get
he's
the
trying
egg
to
from
fly
Harry's
around to get away from him. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty cool. Like, yeah. I don't know, like I don't understand why the dragon had to kind of, I don't know, walk weirdly around the building to try to get him. He could have just swooped in and came up on him. Like I don't know. I think they kind of toyed around with that. I think they could have made it look a little more like he was in danger.
Yeah, hanging off the side of a building doesn't really scream danger there, you know.
Well, it does, but like he was sort of scooching over the side of the building to get to Harry, to give Harry time to grab his broom and shit. When really this dragon could have just swooped up, perched right above him, and snatched up his little ass.
Yeah. I need a sarcasm sign for her.
I know it's sarcasm, but
he was literally being chased around by a fire-breathing dragon. I don't know how you can amp the danger up more.
Pretty much. I mean, it kind of almost did go rain of fire there.
Yeah.
So, what is your thoughts, Mads?
I liked that scene. I mean, I've said it a number of times before. I'm essentially a cross between Hermione and Hagrid, so anything that has big scary animals, I love it. Yeah, I loved the whole scene. The way they animated that dragon was stunning.
Indeed.
That is true.
The thought process that went into it as well. Again, like someone was paying attention in Care of Magical Creatures about how the fire mechanism works. It was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that whole scene. It was great action. It had that suspense. You know, beautiful.
Yeah. Ambassador.
Oh, it was throw him in for me. I mean, it's Harry on his broom being chased by a giant fire-breathing ball of death.
Nice. My thoughts. First off, I like how Fred and George are taking the initiative to be entrepreneurs of gambling. 10 to 1 odds with Floor surviving. Then the tail of the dragon hitting the teacher section of the stands, and you hear freaking either Fred or George, "Well done, dragon!" It's like, wow, dude, seriously. Their rebelliousness against the dragons or against authority is just at its peak right there until the 5th movie. Now, you also get Rita Skeeter's eyeglasses askew, which just looks silly, but I do like how they did that they did the dragon scene, because it shows that Harry used both quick thinking, initiative, and blind fucking luck, because the kit is on the fastest broom in Harry Potter universe.
Mm-hmm.
And they do say that the Firebolt that's like the world's best broom, meaning you're not going to match it. They use it at the Quidditch World Cup. It's a professional broom. Mm-hmm. So for a dragon to actually keep up with it, pretty much basically tells you how fast that sucker is. And also the dragon actually bites onto its bristles too, if you actually pay attention to the movie. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he's going to have to be treating that broom. It's like, don't worry, my baby broom, I'm going to fix you up all nice and bristly. But yeah,
Hermione knows a spell for it.
I'll guarantee it.
It was a great scene where he's then they basically go right into the dormitory with the egg and have them all up, and he's like, who wants me to open it? Everybody's like, yeah. And they focus on Parvati Patil, and he's like, you want me to open it? And then he opens it, and everybody is just down covering their ears, basically drops him. Lorena, good night, Lorena. Have a good sleep. And we will hopefully have you back for year 5. So, yes, folks, Lorena usually joins us, but right now she's on vacay, and we hope that she is enjoying her vacation.
Indeed.
Now, what is this? I hear you can play Quidditch without magic translation by or our merch. What? Okay, Happy? I have no idea what you mean.
Might want to try that one again, Happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. There's places that you can actually learn how to play Quidditch without being magical. Now,
Oh, okay.
he opens it up and it's a dead screech. Basically, what they don't realize is that you have to open it in the water.
Mm-hmm.
So
And we get
that's
into
where. Say that again.
I was just gonna say it's where we get another camera by Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah, we get a.
She was extra creepy in this one.
Yeah, she is
Jesus.
definitely. She plays a 16-year-old girl, but she's in her fucking 40s in real life at the time.
Oh, that's.
Well,
I know.
Yeah, I'll say this for a ghost, she's a little randy.
Well, she probably had raging hormones as a teenager, and when she died, it just kind of stayed with her. Plus, she's probably been lonely for a really, really long time.
Well, she
If
could have
ever,
got
for all we know, she may have died a virgin. Man,
that too.
That's got blow.
Yeah. So yeah, she actually has fun or playing around with Harry because Harry gets a tip off from Cedric Diggory, and she gets to flirt with Harry in the water, cozying up to him, and it's like, okay, this has just got really cringeworthy really freaking quick, man.
Yeah, she was a little creepy.
But not as bad as that trailer from Netflix. Just saying.
We're not getting into that.
We're not going there.
I know.
Why do you have to bring that trash up?
Sorry.
Sick burn, but we're staying on point here.
No, that's fine.
Well,
I agree.
So he opens it up. He gets the clue. Come seek us where our voices sound. We cannot talk above the ground. An hour long you have to look to recover what we took. Now, in the book, he didn't figure it out. And he was woken up during the day of, dreaming that a freaking mermaid took his broom, when Dobby in the book wakes him up and says, you got to rescue your Wheezy or your Womby or whatever. He's like, what? What the fuck? And then he gives him the gillyweed, where Neville brings him, and he's like, look, Neville, as much as I like you, bro, I do not give two shits about plants. Now, if there's a freaking Tibetan turnip that can help me breathe underwater for an hour, fine. But really, he's like, I don't know about turnip, but you can always use gillyweed. Who comes up with the name gillyweed? What the frick, man? So explain that to me, folks. Who knows British terminology?
It's a weed that gives you gills. I thought it was pretty on point.
I've heard ghillie, but it's usually for a ghillie suit that blends into your surroundings, like bushes and shrubs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ever seen those movies with the sniper? He comes up and suddenly you realize that you have a tumbleweed pointing a rifle at you. Things like that are called ghillie suits. So I was kind of surprised when it was called the ghillie plant. I was like,
if you look at most of the stuff that she's, if you look at most of the stuff that she's magically named, it's usually some sort of Latin version, Latin literal translation, or something similar along those lines, where it's literally the word of what it is.
That's true. That is true.
No,
so for her to call it a gillyweed would be pretty on point.
Yeah, so that was actually a test, because if you actually could see me, I was actually smiling the whole time when I asked you, because I knew that gillyweed gills and whatnot, and also I did kind of put together the whole ghillie suit thing too. So it's like, there could be several different ways of translating this. The ghillie suit, kind of, but yes, gillyweed. And so they go in, and everybody's hot about, or all the boys are hot about Flora in her bathing suit. You're not really seen in the movie, but basically, I'm willing to bet there was tight breeches all around her.
Well, that's because she's half Vila.
Yes, she is a Vila, and as many of you probably don't know unless you've read the book, Vilas are, well, they basically make all the boys drool with lust, because it's like, damn it, dude. They have such a natural, gifted beauty that they give off an aura of, well, you feel like you're falling in love.
Mm.
Which leads to Ron doing something very silly later on.
Yeah. So they get into the water, and Fleur, basically, she couldn't get past the Grindylows. She gets pulled out quick. You see Harry get down there first. Seeing everybody around, it's like, Hermione's here, Ron's here. Okay, I'm going to save both. Well, that's when the mermaids come in. It's like, no, you save only one. And then you see Jaws come in. I mean, everybody loves a good Jaws scare. And I'm like, what the? I saw that scene, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Okay. It's like, yeah, good jump scare there, folks. Good jump scare. So what did you all think of that?
Yeah, I was about to say, I did not know sharks were indigenous to that part of the magic world. I was like,
they're not. It's a Bulgarian shark.
right? It's what turned out to be indeed.
Yeah, it's a Bulgarian bull shark with the lust to feed and breed.
I was going to go with Bulgarian bonbon shark, but that works too.
Yeah, there you go.
And I have just one question: are we really going to skip over the dance and that whole part?
Oh God!
That's
shit show. And I felt bad for those twins.
The Yule Ball, man.
The
Yule Ball's announced after this.
No, it isn't. Yeah. The Yule Ball's actually the Yule Ball's in between the first two
tanks. Because it was their partners they had to save, except for
the Yule Ball was in between the dragon and the lake.
Yeah, true. So all right, we'll get into that because we all know that basically Harry is ready to freaking drown down there because the hour ran out, but he uses the Ascendio charm to blast his ass out of the water. Yes, people, take that how you will. And so they give him second place for good moral fiber. And I'm like, moral fiber. Right. Now, let's get into the Yule Ball where they're explaining, or McGonagall is explaining the dance and whatnot, and she's like, silence! The House of Gryffindor is close to the Yule Ball for this. I will not have you besmirching that good name by acting like a bunch of, or like a
band of bumbling buffoons.
Yeah, bunch of what the fuck ever. Anyway, the freaking
band of bumbling baboons or something like that.
Yeah,
there's another B word in there, and I'm struggling.
Yeah,
it did feel a little short when I said it. So yeah, something's missing.
Bumbling band of baboons. That's it. And then Fred and George are like, try saying that 5 times fast. Band of bumbling band of bumbling. And all the girls are. She's like, so y'all need to dance, and all the girls are up, but the boys are like, hell no.
The boys are all like, nope.
Ain't doing this shit. Man, that brought me back to high school because I was not a dancer. It's like, fuck you.
I love to dance.
I did not get on that dance floor at all. You want to know what happened in high school? They made me a freaking student chaperone. Basically, I had authority because I wouldn't dance. I was paying attention to everything else.
No, you were doing stick in the mud.
Yes, I was about to say. I was gonna say something. It probably was gonna come out much worse than that. God, that's right there with monitor.
Also, before the Yule Ball thing was announced, Ron got a package in the mail, and he was like, "Mom sent me a dress."
Oh
Mom,
God, that too.
Jenny, this must be for you. I'm not wearing that. That's Gosling. Well, and Hermione's laughing at it. They're not for Jenny. They're for you. And everybody in that freaking Great Hall was laughing at Ron. He's like, "Dress robes for what?" And that's how they do it.
What I don't get is why. I mean, Harry Potter had a nice tuxedo, and like Hermione got like a nice dress. Why didn't one of them like take him shopping with them when they were going to go get something formal? Like that is mean to leave him dressed like that.
He was being a git for most of the year. Let him dress
he
up
was
as
being a jerk.
fancy.
He was being a giant. He's being a massive jerk off.
I mean,
He was making. I mean, his older brothers and his younger sister were being nicer than he was. He was being a jackass.
yes.
Still their friend, though. They should have helped him out.
If I knew how, I would have given him 4 legs and made him go hee-haw.
Yeah. But also, he is from a poor family, remember, Moira. So they can't really afford.
But, like, they could have helped him out.
Then how come, if they're so poor, then how come Ginny had a nice dress? How come George and Fred and everything had nice stuff for their dancing? He gets. I'm sorry.
He's always gotten the hand-me-downs.
Mm-hmm. Even his first one was a hand-me-down.
Yeah, his first wand was a hand-me-down.
But Harry Potter's got money. He could have helped his buddy out.
That's because
like,
his family.
In the first movie, he has that fucking pile of gold in the bank. So
that gold's not infinite. That gold's not infinite.
Yeah, but he still don't seem to be hurting. But yeah, Ron was being a jerk. Why help out? I mean, yeah, he's your friend, but he's being a jerk.
Man. He still helps his friends out when they need it, especially from public humiliation like that outfit.
True. Now here's the thing.
That's their first dance. You want to help your friend have at least a nice first time at dance.
Yeah. So they go asking a bunch of people, and they're having a test, and Snape is just walking by all the time, smacking their heads like, "Fucking pay attention, bitch! Fucking pay attention, bitch! Knock that shit off! Pay attention! Hey, Hermione, you're a girl. Very well spotted. Come with one of us." I mean, for a guy to show up alone, it's one thing, but for a girl, it's just that. I won't be going alone because, believe it or not, someone asked me, and I said
yes. And it was Victor Crumb because Victor Crumb is a spineless little ginger.
Exactly. And so it's like, we both got to, or if we don't got one tonight, we'll go to the Grey Hall, and frickin' Ron just kind of off screen just yelled at what's her name, Fleur Delacour. He's like, "Don't worry, Ron, it doesn't matter. What's wrong with him?" He just asked Fleur Delacour out. Well, what'd she say? No, of course. And he's like, "She said, yeah." Oh my God.
No shit.
What's going on, buddy?
No, he didn't exactly give her a chance to answer. That was the thing. And I just got to say, 5 points for whatever house ABC is in, because he's got that spot on. That they can't believe they made Padma and Pavarti both in Gryffindor.
Yep. I believe the other sister was not in Gryffindor.
She was a Ravenclaw.
Yeah. And those two have been basically trying to get Harry's attention the whole night. Hi, Harry. Hi, Harry. Hi, Harry. Hi, Harry. It's like, oh my gosh, when did this become freaking Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Hi, Eddie. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Eddie. Bye, Eddie.
Oh my goodness.
Because he's famous.
Exactly. And so they do the whole hi, Harry, and he realizes maybe, oh, wait a minute. Two chicks. Hey! He's like, hey! So they both get their freaking dates. And yes, now here's a funny thing. I have the DVD of Year 4. And I actually watched it one time on the Spanish track, on the Spanish audio. And when Ron sees Harry's dress robe, and he's like, "What are those?" It's like, "Did you say so? It's like, I mean, I'm sorry to anybody who speaks Spanish, but the way that it was just said was so fucking hilarious. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, what the fuck? But it's just so freaking hilarious. It's like, are my dress robes? Well, they're all right. No lace, no fancy old collar. I look like, well, I figured yours more traditional. They're ancient. I look like my great Aunt Tussie. And then
Smell like her too.
Just remember, you said it. I didn't.
I don't have to go like this. I knew it was coming next.
The fourth movie had it. All right, Mega Jetty. The fourth movie had issues. When Dumbledore questioned Harry over his name coming out, he was aggressive. In the book, he was calm. Yes, that is true. I will concede that point to you. But still, that scene was funny as hell.
It was.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? It's like, dude. Basically, it just shows that at that point, Dumbledore was extremely annoyed because everybody else was freaking yelling at him. He's like, quiet, I can't think. Harry! Oh, thank God he's here. I'm going to freaking grill the hell out of him now and take my frustrations out on him. Did you put your name in a goblet of fire? No, yeah, but yeah.
Just one moment to answer Happy Dinosaur. Wit and wisdom.
Exactly. Now, you got to be a poof or a fluff to be a Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuffs are extremely loyal.
Yeah. Me,
Dang.
I actually turned out to be a Ravenclaw myself.
I didn't take the test. Like, what the hell?
Dang, I'd really fit into any house.
Slytherin are ambitious.
Yeah, I'd pretty much fit into any house. Man,
Types happen.
I swear, before we wrap up this series, we're gonna get Ambassador to actually take the Pottermore test.
I'll take it
right now. Yes, we are.
I'll
take it right now, man. Share your screen. Share your screen and do that shit.
No, you're not my boss.
Yeah, my supervisor.
Oh, sure. It would be nice to know what your Patronus is.
Yeah, man.
What are you ashamed of your Patronus?
I don't know. My Patronus is a brown bear.
No, I'm talking to him. I'm saying it to him because he won't show. Like,
I don't know what mine is. Yeah, dude. Get your freaking screen up here.
I can tell you what my wand, my Patronus, and my house, and both houses are for me.
How do I do something like that? How do I do that?
I don't want to know what your wand is.
Yeah, you already saw my wand.
Yes, very true. I think we've all seen each other's wands. That's funny.
Ambassador, would you like to see my wand?
12 3/4 redwood dragon heartstring for the record.
Nice. Honestly. Yep, there's a good old long bottom wand. Now, you gonna get your screen up here, boy, or am I gonna have to?
I showed you mine. Show us yours.
I'll show it when I'm done.
All right. So while we're waiting for Ambassador to take his little
find out
test,
what house he sorted in.
Yeah, find out what house he sorted in. Hopefully, we don't have to hear the song either. But
it's a shame they don't tell you what Ilvermorny house you're in anymore.
I know, right? So they go to, or during the dance, you see that Hermione looks freaking gorgeous. But now in the book, she actually got a curse from I think it was Malfoy or somebody, where her teeth were just growing exponentially, even though she's always had kind of big teeth in the book.
Oh,
well, and now in the movie, or what we don't know is when she went to the hospital wing, she had her teeth shrunk down a little more so that they would look normal and whatnot. Now in the movie, she looks freaking stunning and whatnot, and Harry is kind of hung up on, Harry's kind of hung up on Cho Chang during these movies, which, you know what? back then when I was younger, it's like, yeah, she does kind of look odd. But yeah. Now, Harry, so everybody's dancing, and frickin' Padma, or what is? No, Parvati was his date, and she's like, Harry, take my waist, and he's like, what? I mean, I'm like, oh my god, take my waist. She's like, yeah, dude, I know I'm kind of mooching off of you because you're fame and all, but god damn it, you're not going to make me look stupid. I'm like, all right, yeah, that's how you want to do it. I'll give you more than my waist, woman. No, I'm just kidding. But in the movie, you actually see freaking Snape and Karkaroff arguing, and freaking Snape is just being that bastard-ass teacher that's stopping everybody from kissing in the carriages and whatnot. And you see one carriage freaking going, and I'm like, seriously? How old are these kids? I mean, these better be 7th years.
Did you completely miss last year in they show in the Marauders map, there's 2 pairs of shoes facing each other very close. I don't think they were randomly hugging in the hallway.
No, I don't think they were. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I didn't catch that part.
They are teenagers.
Yeah. I know the Cinema Sins guy removed a sin for Hermione being hot, then added a sin for making him wait to say that. Cinema Sins, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh gosh, man. So, what did you all think of the Yule Ball?
I thought it was awesome. I loved it. Both the slow dancing and
that out. Sorry, go ahead.
You don't get to speak, Ambassador. Your test isn't finished yet.
Embrace mon club.
I do believe that was French, and I don't believe that was very nice.
Repeat it.
Merde.
Not that one.
Well, merde.
He told me to go fuck myself, I believe, is what
Actually, no, I told you to kiss my ass.
I know it. I was thinking that's probably what it was, but it wasn't sure enough to say it. It wasn't. But I was like, I think that's French.
Anyway.
Very nice.
You basically get the idea, or you get the first, during the whole thing with Karkaroff and Snape, you get the first inkling that Snape is not on the up and up with everybody. You finally learn a small truth about Snape, that he was once a Death Eater. Mm-hmm. Why else would he have to hide something underneath his arm or his robe or sleeve when Karkaroff's like, why don't you ball up your sleeve? Let's see it. And Karkaroff in the books, he's freaking out during this whole time because the dark mark is getting clearer on each of the Death Eater's arms. Mm. And you also the scene with the pensieve where Harry does kind of snoop around Dumbledore's office, and he gets dragged into the pensieve, and you see Karkaroff is imprisoned or caged, and Barty Crouch is there. Barty Crouch Jr. is there. Now, in the book, there's several memories that he goes through. One with Karkaroff, one with the Lestranges, and then one with the one with the Lestranges is with Barty Crouch Jr. as well. Mm-hmm. Now, in the movie, they change it because, well, time and constraints and whatnot. I can understand that. And he's like, Mr. Crouch's son, whatever happened? He was sent to Azkaban and destroyed Barty to do it. Why do you ask? Well, I've seen him before. He's like, have you told anybody else about this dream? He's like, no, it's always the same dream and whatnot. And I think it's unwise for you to focus on these dreams, Harry. Now, even though he's telling Harry not to worry about it, he is Dumbledore is actually focusing on what he has just been told, and he is now thinking basically, he's like, some of the pieces just fell into the puzzle. He knows that there is something going wrong at Hogwarts right now. Harry's name being pushed in, pushed in. Jesus, I'm sorry, folks.
Well, he knew something suspicious about that in the beginning because he's like, I agree. I think there is something going on. We got to let it play out, see who's behind it.
Yeah.
So.
And because he's dealing with, Voldemort, he may have the best, or he may get the best of Voldemort in certain areas, but Voldemort is a brilliant tactician. That cannot be disputed. Now, the whole plan basically forced Dumbledore to see it play out. He couldn't stop it, even if he wanted to. So now everything's been set up for the third and final challenge, which is the maze. And I thought that was woefully abridged in the movie. I mean, you have the Sphinx, you have the Boggart, and all sorts of other stuff, which I wish was in the deleted scenes. I mean, they could have shown a freaking Boggart at least, or the Sphinx even.
Yeah,
but
would have been nice to see some of the other. It's also with back with the Yule Ball. There were some scenes that were left out from the Yule Ball that were actually should have been left in, like that explained why she was upset with Ron.
Yeah.
And you see Mega Jetty.
Mega Jetty.
Isn't there a continuity error as it says Barty Jr. tortured the Longbottoms? Yeah. Actually, no. Barty. The Longbottoms were tortured by both Lestranges and by Barty Crouch Jr.
Yes, he was present there, and he also had a hand in it. But in the movie, they basically put it on Barty Crouch in the movie, but it's also revealed in the 5th movie, which we'll discuss in 2 weeks, that Lestrange also was there. But yeah. Now,
all right, guys. I finished the silly quiz. You all want to see the results?
It's Hufflepuff. Yes. You're totally Hufflepuff.
Mm-hmm. He's a Hufflepuff. We all know it.
He's mad. He's not going to say now. Share screen.
No, it's called suspense.
Drum roll. There. I did it up here. Bullshit.
Absolutely. I demand a recount. That's more than I demand a recount.
What's your Patronus?
I haven't done Patronus yet.
2 Patronus, damn it.
Jeez, you're a bossy joker this evening.
Yes, I am. And you love it.
No, I don't.
Welcome back, Soul Assassin. But anyway,
okay, let's see here.
So they're in the 3rd, and this is where, I mean, even though Fleur was like the weakest link of the Triwizard Tournament, man, they made her freaking just crazy in this movie. It's like she was freaking out in that maze. She was crying. And then she turned around. It's like, what could she have seen that would have scared her so badly? Oh, wait, it's Victor Crumb's face with his eyes glazed over because he is, cursed. He's bewitched. Yeah, he was cursed by the Imperious Curse. And and he also freaking wrapped her up in vines, and and I'm like, damn, that is dark, man. You see, she almost looked like a corpse when Harry found her. That was our Soul Assassin. That was Ambassador. They put him in Gryffindor.
I'm happy with that.
Of course you are. I mean, just imagine being stuck in Slytherin with your favorite hate boner. Anywho,
Elena's in
That guy
Slytherin.
what do they call it? A blanket party.
I'm picking him. All right, I'm picking on him. And why I don't understand why Voldemort forgave him.
You're not doing a very good job of it.
Ambassador would be giving that Malfoy a blanket party.
I think he would actually be giving him a pillow party.
Okay, a blanket party is. Don't tell me no. You would totally put a bar of soap in a pillowcase and beat him. Yes, you would.
No.
Yeah.
Avada Kedavra.
Dude,
Huh?
2 seconds. Avada Kedavra. He's done.
You seriously got to learn how to say that right. It's
What did you
Avada
I.
Kedavra.
That's what I said.
You said Kadabra.
It sounded like
abracadabra. You're saying it like
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
cadaver, like cadaver, cadavra. There you go. No, anyway. So the Harry rescues Fleur, then he's running, or they find the cup and they start running, and Cedric gets wrapped up with the vines, and Harry. You see, the cinematography in this scene was actually very well done, because you actually question: is Harry about to leave this kid? Is he about to seriously leave him? I mean,
I know. I was like, no, they wouldn't have him be a pig like that. No.
And then he uses the Reducto curse, which is a slicing curse, sort of like another curse that we will get into later on in the sixth movie, which is pretty much a month away from here. But yeah, so they both touch the port key, which is the Triwizard Cup, and instead of the old goody plan,
here.
Yep, they go right to where Moira is in the graveyard. And it's like, what the hell? So the second that in the book, Harry sees the names on the grave, and he's like, we have got to get out of here. Like, now. But then Wormtail comes out with a little...
Oh, sweet.
All right.
This is actually pretty cool. I like this.
Let me add it here.
Ooh.
It's a raven.
Mm-hmm.
Cute. Oh, it flies. It moves. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I would hope a raven would. It'd be kind of
I'm actually on the Wizarding World website.
Send me a link to that
Private.
Not in the private chat. The group
me on
chat
Twitter as well.
on Twitter. Yeah, because I actually want to check that out.
Yeah.
So
sure. Yeah.
This is where we get to where you get your houses, because honestly, I don't know if I am truly a Ravenclaw.
Seriously?
But I want to. Yeah, I know. I want to be. It's my go-to. But anyway, so in the movie, oh crap! I forgot to share screen. In the movie, we get this kind of Voldemort. Hello, ugly.
Ugly?
Yes.
Is that? I can't remember which one that is. That Ralph Fiennes or Ray Fiennes?
Ray Fiennes.
Because I always get
it's actually pronounced the same way.
The name. But I couldn't believe when I found that was him. I was like, "Holy shit! Good, that's impressive."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
serious credit to the makeup team that reduced his nose to that.
Oh well, that part is CGI done.
Yeah, that was
either way.
That was digital. But when they actually brought him out of the cauldron, and he's reconstituting. You see that he has no ears at first, so his ears kind of regrow. But when he opens his eyes, when you see his eyes, they're blue. To me, let me share screen again. Oops, wrong one. There we are. Stop screen. That is the movie Voldemort. My Voldemort, which I actually enjoyed better because I can actually see it better in my mind, is this Voldemort, even though you don't really see it as well. Let me full screen it on StreamYard here for everyone to see, where the eyes are completely red with the slits. That just, it seems more, yes, it seems more evil, more crisp, more just.
Yeah, I remember that because I actually have I think it's a first edition of Deathly Hallows because I got right when it came out.
Yeah. Now let's.
Okay, and I got my wand, so whenever you want me to share it, just let me know.
Share it. Well, I don't want to see your wand.
Whip it out.
Oh wow, really? You just went there, Mads.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude.
Moira's been showing us her wand all stream. Come on.
All right, let's see what this thing looks like. It's not really coming up. Okay, now it's coming up. Spruce wood with a unicorn hair, 14.5 inches, and solid flexibility. But what does it look like?
I don't think.
They don't really show you that what exactly it looks like. They tell you the wood and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
you make it
the type, the core and the wood tend to, will influence what magic you lean towards. Flexibility just means how easily it can be won.
Ah, okay. Now, so Harry is in the graveyard. Also, Cedric Diggory just got murdered by the fingerless Wormtail. And they call the other Death Eaters back. Now, the book is way better in this moment because he's like, 2 people are missing from here, a couple people missing from here, but they will be joining us soon, and they will be given a great honor. And he actually references the spot where Snape would be standing, and he's like, this one is my agent of Hogwarts. Now, everybody would think that he's probably talking about Barty Crouch. What he's really talking about is Severus Snape. What did you guys, or if you read the books, do you know what, or are you aware of that?
Yeah. I think I'm the only one that read the book, though.
Yeah, true. Ambassador has not read the books, right?
No, I only have like 3 of the books, and I don't have this one. So,
all right. So, also Nagini is wrapped around Harry, if I remember correctly, too. Now, at that point, basically, Voldemort decides to have some fun. He's like, "Pick up your wand, Potter." I said, "Pick it up! Get up! Get up!"
Like such a fucking bully when he does that. Like,
I know. It's like, dude, seriously, you sound like you're nuts.
You know, like a 14-year-old boy to fight you. Yeah, okay.
Well, he was taught
have to respect the pleasantries. Dumbledore would like that.
Yep. And so he forces him to bow, and then he just goes right on Cruciatus Curse. And Harry tries using the only spell he ever freaking uses, Expelliarmus, and Voldemort just waves that away. It's like, okay, this is showing you that this is not going to be an easy fight. This dude just waved with his hand, and that spell was deflected. So, yikes.
Well, he's not facing Malfoy. That's actually an actual challenge.
Yeah, and then he's like, all right, now I'm just going to tell you exactly how it is. I'm going to kill you, Harry Potter, and I'm going to destroy you. And after tonight, nobody will deny my power. Nobody will basically be able to question anything that I have to say and do. Now, his entire plan was hinged on the fact that he would kill Harry Potter that night.
But he could have just like he did with Didgery.
He couldn't, because of what we're about to get into, the Priori Incantatem, Voldemort's wand and Harry's wand are connected, meaning they are brothers or sister wands.
It's mentioned in the first movie.
Yeah, its brother gave you that scar. Now, using or dueling between two wands that are connected like that, sharing the same core, which is from Fawkes the Phoenix, it will not allow you to do that. Basically, if you try to force them, what happened in the graveyard would happen, and it would force whichever wand loses to regurgitate all the spells that it had cast. And if they had continued, they would have had a lot more dead people showing up. So Harry's parents, Cedric Diggory, the old man, showed up, and they basically tell Harry, you got to get back. And Diggory's last request of bringing his body back to his father is honored. And you see that Voldemort's he's like, oh, shit. But he also had a contingency, which is what was the final tip-off to Dumbledore. Dumbledore said, or in the book, tells has Harry stay with everybody, where Aleister Moody takes him away in the book and the movie. And it's like, uh-oh, this is where things are not quite on the up and up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, and so Moody now starts to drop the act, and he's like, or after he accidentally lets slip, he's like, were there others in the graveyard? Were there others? And he's like, wait, I don't remember mentioning a graveyard, Professor. Creatures, dragons, aren't they? And he's like, do you think that miserable oaf would have taken you into the woods if I hadn't suggested it? You think Cedric Diggory would have told you to open the egg underwater if I haven't told him first myself? You think Neville Longbottom, the witless wonder, would have given you Gillyweed if I haven't given him the book that led you straight to it? Ah! And then he's like, it was you the whole time. And then he's like, blood that flows here now flows into the Dark Lord. And he's just continuously groaning because of the Polyjuice potion wearing off. And he's like, imagine how he'll reward me. And it's like, dude, he won't reward you. He'll kill you. He wants to kill Potter himself. But Barty Crouch Jr. obviously thinks differently. But we all know that Dumbledore comes in and he's like, Snape. Now in the book, Snape only gives him 3 drops of Veritaserum, but in the movie, he just dumps that whole damn thing down his throat. And it's he's like, you know who I am, Albus Dumbledore. Are you Aleister Moody? No. Is he in this room? And he points over to the huge.
Kind of looks over at it, yeah.
Yeah, the huge thing, and it opens up.
Like a Russian doll's trunk or something.
Yeah, it was like a Russian trunk doll thing. And you see, like, oh, that's Moody. Who's this? And then you see. Yep. And then you see Crouch change back.
Poor guy.
He's like, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. And I'm like, dude.
I've never seen David Tennant look so unattractive.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had to work. And they had to work hard.
Fuzzball in that movie.
Yeah. And so they show the dark mark on Tennant's arm, and then they show, or Harry is forced to bring forth his cut, and he's like, you know what this means? He's back. Lord Voldemort has returned. And I just love the line. He's like, send an owl to Azkaban. I think they'll find that they're missing a prisoner. I'll be welcome back, hero.
What
Maybe
kind
so.
of fucking shit show are they running with that prison? They keep like not finding
the
the
mentors. They have the mentors running it. And he's like, personally, I've never had time for heroes. And I'm like, you hang around with Harry all the time. But yeah. So in the book, they have a lot more things going on. But in the movie, we are going to stay focused to the movie because we are getting close to time. They go straight to the kind of like a eulogy where Dumbledore is giving like a eulogy. He's like, today we acknowledge the loss of Cedric Diggory. He was infinitely fair-minded and a fierce friend. And therefore, I think you all have the right to know exactly how he died. You see, Cedric Diggory was murdered by Lord Voldemort. Now, Lord Voldemort. And he's like, and I'm thinking, this would be kind of setting a lot of people on edge. I mean, you hear some people gasping and whatnot. I mean, I would have expected fucking sheer bloody panic, to be honest. But
well, they've probably quite a few probably already suspected it was something like that anyway. So they were just hearing it official.
Yeah. Now, these are kids he's telling this to. He's basically telling the kid or a bunch of kids all ages in height or in from 11 to 17. He's like,
that a magical serial killer is back.
The world or our world's most prolific. Well, not really the most prolific. Believe it or not, Grindelwald killed a lot more people than Voldemort. But Voldemort was a lot darker than Grindelwald.
Yeah, better press.
Yeah, basically. Now, and he's like, the Ministry doesn't want me to tell you this, but I think that would be an insult to his memory. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of would. But he also tells him, now this should remind everyone of how we should all come together in a time like this. And the movie basically shows Durmstrang and Beauxbatons leaving. Victor gives Hermione his address or whatever, kind of like how boys would pass phone numbers to girls and whatnot. But in the book, Ron actually asks Victor Crumb before he goes for his autograph. And he's like, sure, why not? I mean, world's most evil wizard just came back and you want my autograph. Okay, whatever. But yeah, also the scene where Dumbledore talks to Harry. He's like, never liked these curtains. Lit them on fire in my third year. By accident, of course. Yeah. I love
it. I'm sorry. I know some people said they don't like Michael Gambon as Dumbledore. Myself, I love the guy as Dumbledore. He's awesome.
Yes,
he's so charming and so British and so eloquent. Go ahead.
To be honest, I know I'm going to sound really dumb, but yeah, he did a really good job. In fact, this transition between the Dumbledores was so smooth. Someone had to bring it to my attention. They changed actors. I hadn't even realized it. Like once I looked closer, I realized it. But this transition to me was really smooth.
Well, of course, the news of Richard Harris's death was in the news. So
well, I didn't realize Richard Harris at that time when he died was one who played Dumbledore. I didn't realize it. I had known him from like older stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, as far as playing the character, they did both so smoothly. Like the transition was.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. He does make a good Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and he actually was a better Dumbledore in this movie because he was showing off, or he showed more of his wisdom and his power as well, because he is also one of the greatest wizards.
I think.
Sorry. No, go ahead, Moira, and then I'll go.
I think I was misunderstanding. I think he was talking about Dumbledore, not the actor. So. But I thought was talking about the actor itself.
Gambino,
If Richard Harris had lived, he probably would have evolved. His character would have also evolved just as well.
Oh yes, I would wager you. But the thing is, this is Gambon's second time out as Dumbledore. Now he's had a movie, and he's got this one to really fill in to the role, and you're seeing him really flourish in his performance as Albus. So this one, everything, he is much better. The first one, I think he was a little stiff. He was a little wooden, but it's a brand new role for him. So it only gets better from here, honestly. So.
Well, it's got to have like a little bit of rigid starts. That way you can see the person warming up to each other and getting to know each other as they go along. So it's a good jump off point.
Yes.
So then basically the movie ends now, and that brings it, or we're going to dive into the books a little bit at this point, because I believe some of the stuff in the books should be mentioned, because they do bear some importance to it, where basically at the God, I just jumped on Twitter. I'm sorry for a second, folks. I was about to have a heart attack because somebody turned somebody that should not be a Jedi into a Jedi. But anyway,
oh yeah, I saw that earlier.
Yeah, Odin, don't ever share something like that again. Anyway, they're on the Hogwarts Express going home, and Malfoy just decides to go full-blown douchebag. He's like, "He's back, Harry Potter. I told you what would happen if you didn't freaking come to over to my side, and this, that, and the other not." And he's like, "And now you're gonna get what's coming to you, just like Cedric Diggory." And everybody in the freaking train, just all of them attacked Malfoy, and it with all different spells. He looked like a fucking mutant by the time that was done, and it's like, holy shit.
Serve him right too, jackass.
Good.
It was a whole bunch of stupid that just fell out of his mouth. So yeah, he totally earned it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even if setting aside the Cedric Diggory thing, because that was just completely stupid to say. You should have come over to my side. It wouldn't have made a difference, you idiot.
Not really. No, it wouldn't have.
It didn't matter whether he was slithering in your homie or not.
Dude wanted to kill him anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Bob, be quiet. Sorry, cat.
No.
I thought it did kind of sound like you were talking to it did kind of sound like
sorry, no, I was talking to Bob, my cat.
No, I know you were. I just couldn't resist.
I mean, it's like
one does not simply tell Mads to be quiet.
Not unless they want to live.
You want difficult still to be quiet? I had Proper and Abu Nas on my stream last night.
We're not going to share that.
No.
We're not sharing that.
Sorry.
We're not sharing that.
Okay, now I'm sure.
That's all I'll say.
I'll tell you basically when we're, you know what, I'll put it in the private chat.
Okay, I'm sitting there waiting to see this. The bastards just...
Yeah, basically it's in the...
God,
yeah.
Yeah, saw that.
Hell no. Hell to the no.
Okay, I need an overdose.
Got the whole chat going off on Bob now.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But so that, yeah. God damn it, Ambassador. So we're gonna start calling it here. So please start plugging channels, Soul Assassin, if you can. And
he already has been.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So he already did. Good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Matt,
he's been doing a fantastic job.
That's me.
Yeah. Give your channel a brief plug before we start going.
Hey guys, you can find me at Mads Mama Bear here on YouTube and also on Twitter. I host the Queen's Council. You can catch last night's replay. It was absolute blast. Yeah, be good for now.
Alrighty. Moira?
That's me.
Plug your channel, sweet.
Give your channel a plug.
I am so bad. I am working on making or fixing up a small boat to be my little pirate boat, and we're trying to. And when I feel like it, I do WTF news because sometimes the world makes you go, "What the fuck?"
Like Joby One Kenobi.
What?
Like Joby One Kenobi.
Oh shit! No.
Yeah. Alrighty, Ambassador, give yourself a plug.
I don't want
it
to.
It is very wrong. Yikes,
Everybody,
dude. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you definitely.
Sorry.
I was sitting here trying to think of something just terrible.
Okay. Everybody, I am the Ambassador. I cover pop culture, modern, and retro over on my channel, the Ambassadorial Wing. I will be streaming this Saturday night, provided I can get this massive case of the sillies I've had since last night out of my system. Excuse me. And I want to thank Orange Hat always for having me on. It's a blast to cover Harry Potter and just geek out and have a good time. So,
yeah. And with that, folks, we are going to wrap this one up. Thank you all for tuning in. Soul Assassin, Mongo, ABC. How many other people are in
Mega
here?
Jetty.
Just
Mega Jetty.
Mega Jetty, thank you for stopping in. Lorena Creole, thank you for stopping in. Happy Dino 8000. Yep.
I'm just a happy dino.
And I believe that is, well, not all, but pretty much for the most part. Let's see if I can get all of them. Because I believe there was another person in the chat earlier. Ambassador, jeez. Saying that I smell like Aunt Tessie. Anyway, folks, thank you all for tuning in. And tune in 2 weeks as we discuss the 5th movie and year of Harry Potter, where everything indeed goes to pot. Pun intended. So, yeah, folks. If you catch this on the replay, y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Did you enjoy the films? Or did you enjoy the stream? Did you enjoy the discussion? If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, well, as Brie Larson says, but don't really do this, keep your comments to yourself. This has been Orange Hat Reviews and Panel. Have a good night, folks, and stay humble.
Yeah.